Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have this spring makeup look, some bright eyes, and a glowy skin. So let's go ahead and hop right on in. Alright, so I went ahead and pushed my hair all back, and now we're going in with the Farsali 24 karat rose gold elixir drops, and this is a facial oil. I'm going to go ahead and pop it right into my skin and blend it on in with the damp beauty sponge. You guys, this is my first time using it, and I fell in love. It smells bomb, makes my skin look good. You want to just use a little bit because it is an oil, but it was so bomb. Next up, I'm going to be taking the new L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Primer. This is going to keep my pores matte and not so visible. So I'm just going to pop it into the T-zone. And I know you're probably thinking, like, you just put an oil on. Why would you go ahead and put a primer? Well, in my T-zone area where I have the most visible pores, the oil's not going to do anything for the pores. So you want to lock them up. Then I'm taking the new Maybelline Super Stay Foundation. I'm mixing both of these shades together. I believe the shades are 120 and 220, but I will have it on screen and down below for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that all together and get my perfect shade and pop it on my skin. Love this foundation, you guys. It is the perfect amount of coverage. It looks literally porcelain, and it just makes your skin look so great. Like, I have no other words to describe it, but it feels great, looks great. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and blend it all the way down to the neck as well, and just keep on blending. To go ahead and conceal my under eyes, I'm taking the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium. I know, no surprise, literally use this all of the time. It's my favorite. Then I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast, which is a deep, darker shade that I can go ahead and contour my skin with. So we're using some cream contouring and concealer going on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it in all of those areas and down my nose. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend all of this in with my damp beauty sponge. And I do start off with the lightest shade being the concealer. And then I just go in with the other side of this beauty sponge and go ahead and blend out the cream contour area. And you'll see I like to pat and really get it soaked into my skin. And then I will bring that contouring shade kind of upwards so we have an uplifted and chiseled out look. So this brush is the 3D brush by Sigma, and it's one of my favorites to do nose contouring with. I just gently take it on the sides and kind of blend out that line that we created there to go ahead and structure out our nose a little bit. And I just like to blend it on each side and also take that beauty sponge and continue blending. After I go ahead and blend it in with the sponge, I do like to go over it with a brush. So I'm going to be taking this Sigma brush and just blending on those areas I feel need a little bit more blending, that might have been a little bit too harsh. And yeah, just to kind of further blend, we'll use a brush. So taking Laura Mercier translucent powder, I'm going to go ahead and bake the under section of my contour and cut that contour a little bit more. And I'm also going to be taking just a little bit to obviously set underneath my eyes and my forehead area. But for this section, we're taking it on a damp beauty sponge, that same one we applied for everything else. And we're just applying a generous amount right underneath that contour. This is going to help set, but also carve it out a little bit more. So you'll see I go ahead and brush away the under eyes and my chin and my forehead pretty quickly with a brush, but I do like to leave the underneath of my contour there for just a little bit longer. And this, I just noticed, helps a little bit more, but I do like doing it as of recently. So moving on to the eyes, we will return to the face in just a little bit. I'm going to go in with this palette that came in this month's Boxycharm for the month of March. It is actually the Pure Boxycharm collaboration palette, and it is a stunning palette, you guys. It has bright colors. I'll link Boxycharm down below in the description if you are interested. Go ahead and check them out. It is a subscription box where you're getting 5 full-size items with pretty well-known brands in there that you guys can try out for 21 bucks. Now I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer like I always do. I just love using this as a primer. I think the eyeshadow sticks really well to it and hides up anything we got going on those lids. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this away with one of those brushes that did come in this month's Boxycharm from the brand Vintage. And I'm going to go ahead and pat it all down. To start off, I'm taking this cream bone color, which is the first shade in the palette, and I'm going to go ahead and put it all over my lids and just press down to kind of set down our concealer. Next up, I'm going in with more of a crease brush, and this is from Sigma. I'm going to go ahead and take that second shade in the palette and run this color from inner to outer corner in my upper crease area. So we're going to mainly have a transition happening here, and it's more of like an orangey tone. So it's really going to start off the look and just place down a transition so we can easily blend our other colors later. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back and forth and really use my upper crease, like brow bone area, as my like crease, quote unquote, since my crease is kind of low. So depending on how you want your crease to look, if you have a more defined one, then put it right into your actual crease. But I'm going to exaggerate it and just apply it a tiny bit above. So I'm just going to keep building up that color to my desired look and just get it to the intensity that I would like it. And then I'm also going to be mixing the third shade in this palette as well with that second shade to kind of create my own color and just mix those two together. And I will also start blending out that color onto my lower lash line. You'll see I go back and forth later on and really intensify it, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and apply that orangey down to the lower lash line. For the next shade I'm going to go in with, it's more of a pink magenta color. It's a beautiful color. I'm going to go ahead and run this right underneath that orangey shade, as well as blending it in with that color. So we're going to kind of diffuse the two, and I'm just going to run this back and forth, but mainly focus on the outer corner. So you'll see I go back and forth a lot on both sides just to kind of make sure obviously that they're even, but I wanted to get that gradient effect. And to me, it kind of reminded me of like an ice cream. Like it looks like sorbet or like sherbet. I don't know. It just looks like a beautiful blend and very ombre-like, which I love. So I'm going to keep running it from the lower lash line and then also in my crease area, but just kind of diffusing both of these colors together. It made a beautiful shade. So I'm just going to keep on doing that. To kind of clean up the top of this look, I'm taking a clean brush with that bone colored shade from this palette and running it right below my brow bone very lightly, just so we don't have any harsh, like deep dark colors in there. So next step is pretty optional, but I'm going to go ahead and take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and kind of carve out my lid area with this flat brush. Now, of course, it's optional and it's not necessary. I just did it because I wanted to kind of carve out my lid space, but to be honest with you, I kind of learned throughout this video that I didn't need to do it for this look in particular, since my lid color you'll see is not going to be prominent and it's not going to be super bold. It kind of all blends together anyway, so this step kind of unnecessary, but I wanted to still show you that I did go ahead and do it in case you guys want to go ahead and do it. It is a good way to get eyeshadow on there in like a nice, precise way, but for this look, I didn't have to do it, so that's why I'm saying it's optional, but I did go ahead and carve out this little section. I'm going to go ahead and place right on top of that for the lid color. It's going to be two colors mixed together from this pure palette. It's going to be this pinky shimmery shade and then the champagne shimmery shade, and I kind of wanted it to be like a light pink shimmer, so I made my own little shade up here, and I'm just going to go ahead and press and pack this down on top of that concealer and blend it onto that lid space. Then once I had my lid color on, I went ahead and further blended out that outer corner color and that crease color with that pink and orange shade once more and went back and forth and kind of amped up the look to be more vibrant and just stand out a little bit more. To go ahead and bronze up the skin over that cream contour, I'm taking the Balm, the Take Home the Bronze bronzer in the shade Toni. It's a beautiful bronzer, pretty warm, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to go ahead and gently put on a little bit on top of that cream contour and just really get my skin to look a little bit more warm. To further get a peachy look on the eyes, I'm going with the Just Peaches palette from Too Faced and running these two peachy shades into the crease area and just building up that color just a tad. To go ahead and add a little bit of color to the skin and cheeks, I'm going in with Pretty Vulgar blush, and I'm popping this right into my cheekbone area and kind of towards the backs of my apples of my cheeks, blending it in with my contour. And this actually came in this Boxycharm as well, and I really love this color. You guys know I'm not a big blush person, but anything mauve-y, super pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly go in with the ABH Amrezy highlighter, and you will see I will go in with more highlighter in just a little bit, but I wanted to get my nose and like my cupid's bow and all of that good stuff out of the way first. I don't really know why. Sometimes the way I do things, I don't know, but yeah, I went ahead and just did my cupid's bow, tip of my nose, my bridge, and then I went a little bit onto my cheekbones, but I didn't do like so crazy. Oh, and I also did my brow bone and a little bit on the inner corner of my eye. To go ahead and coat my lower lashes, I'm going in with the Double Decker lashes from Butter London mascara, and I'm going to go ahead and pop it onto my lower. Then I went ahead and popped on some 614 lashes from Salon Perfect. These are my absolute favorite. I'm going in with L'Oreal Infallible Nude color. This is an eyeliner that I'm going to go ahead and put into my waterline. It's going to help accentuate the eyes, brighten them up, and I thought for a spring look, this would be perfect. I did take that mascara one more time to go ahead and blend my top lashes in with the false ones, and I do it very lightly. For that glow on the skin, I am going in with a few highlighters, which is totally optional, but I'm going to be using this Pure palette, taking that light shade and that dark shade together, mixing them up, and applying it with this small crease brush from MAC. And you guys, I'm telling you, using this type of brush makes a world of a difference. It doesn't give too much. It just gives the perfect amount, and I don't know. I just really like using this brush. Call me crazy, but I like it. And then I'm going in with the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter again and going right over top of that, but this time I'm going in with a beauty blender and packing this color right on top of that. So I noticed when you use a beauty blender, it literally intensifies the color, and I never really used to do this, but we're trying it out here and I actually loved it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that onto my cheekbone. I'm going in with MAC Hyper Real Glow. This is one of their newer palettes, and I wanted more of a pinky type of highlight to kind of pop through. So I took that middle shade in this palette, which is more of a champagne pink, and I'm gonna go ahead and take that small crease brush again from MAC and apply just a little bit over top of that highlighter in just some key points. So like the highest points of my cheekbone to really make that part emphasize and pop a little bit. So you'll see I just go to the very tippy top and just kind of get that color right there, and it's just a beautiful color. I thought for this look, because my eyes are more pink orange, I wanted to have a lighter pink kind of highlight effect, if that makes sense. For my lips today, I'm going in with the new L'Oreal Color Riche lipsticks, and this is in the color La Frique. It is a perfect nudie, like peachy color, and can we just talk about this high shine? Like, yes, it looks like I just applied a whole lip gloss to my lips, but it's straight from this lipstick. You don't need anything over top of it. It is so gorgeous and it lasts a really long time. I'm gonna go ahead and spritz my face with the MAC Fix Plus in the charcoal version. I'm telling you guys, that one makes such a difference in the way your makeup looks, feels, everything. You need to try it out. And that pretty much wraps up this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it, maybe found it a little helpful, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.